Hey folks, and welcome back to another episode of Straight Talk Whiskey. I'm Nick here with you as always, and thanks for joining us for episode number 68, I believe. So today we are back in the American Whiskeys category, and we are going to be reviewing the Redemption High-Rye Bourbon. So, Redemption High, we got batch number 69 and bottle number 1454 if you're keeping score at home. And this is an interesting one. This distilled in Indiana Heartland, MGP, and bottled by Strong Spirits Incorporated, Bardstown, Kentucky. So, let's dive in a little bit on backstory here. So, we have two guys who originally came up with this idea, two people who were in the industry before, came together, basically talked over their previous dealings, their previous ventures, that sort of thing, came together, made an agreement that they're going to be producing whiskey. So, they went around looking for some whiskey and eventually landed on MGP. Now, it's interesting that we get all that information from the bottle, because most of the time you'll have an NDP or Non-Distillery Producer that is bottling stuff and selling it, and you'll look at the back and you'll say, oh, bottled in Bardstown, Kentucky, or somewhere else in Kentucky, or somewhere else, in the U.S., and you'll think that it's actually made there. But what you don't know is that they're sourcing the whiskey from somewhere else, getting those barrels, and then aging them in their facilities, or whatever. Sometimes they're getting aged whiskey and selling that as well. So, always be mindful of where your whiskey is coming from, but definitely thumbs up to Redemption High-Rye Bourbon for disclosing that on the bottle, which is great. So, let's get into the whiskey. So, we have a high rye bourbon. Obviously, bourbon has to be made with at least 51% corn. This is made with 60% corn and 38.2, yep, I remember that, percent premium rye, and then we have 1.8% malted barley. So, pretty interesting. I love having all that information there to do whatever I will with it, but more information, better. Now, there's no age statement on here, but you go to their website and look around, and it's at least 1 year old. So, wonderful. That's fine. 40% ABV, and well, you know what? I gotta catch myself on this one because it says it's at least 1 year on the website, but on here I'm seeing straight bourbon whiskey in the straight in bold, so it has to be at least 2 years. So someone's got to be corrected, and I have to think it's probably the website that needs the correction on there. And maybe they're talking about one of their other expressions. I don't know. So let's get into the whiskey. We'll look at the color here. We've got a nice honey gold color in there. A lovely little color. It's going for the nose. Definitely a strong cinnamon scent coming out of this. A little bit of dark fruit on there, a little hint of vanilla. Definitely the scent and aroma of slightly toasted new oak wood. So there's definitely a strong presence of like freshly milled wood too. It's almost like I'm in a lumber yard. Now, make no bones about it, the taste is absolutely delicious. It's surprising because it's not one that the bottle certainly can stand out if you're looking amongst different whiskeys, but the Redemption name isn't up there with your Jim Beam, your Bullet, Makers, Jack Daniels, all those things yet. I feel like they can definitely expand in a big way and become a bigger presence. But for an up-and-coming company, the whiskey inside, sourced from MGP, is absolutely delicious. So what I get, and I don't get it in a lot of bourbons, I get the note of cinnamon, but never is it really, in my opinion, in what I've tasted thus far, never really the dominant taste in there. It's like you get those red hot candies, which is a note I've mentioned before, but it's just so packed with cinnamon, sugar, and just really nice vanilla undercurrents, just smoothly transitioning the whole experience down to the finish, which is long lasting. It sticks around for a little while, and it ends up leaving you with these dark fruit notes, dried fruits, and just a really nice, creamy vanilla, almost vanilla ice cream finish to it. If there was such thing as a bourbon apple pie, I'm sure there's got to be recipes out there. If not, somebody should look into it and get back to me, because that'd be great. But that's the marriage that I get with this whiskey, is a really strong cinnamon note, the fruitiness of baked apples, some creamy vanilla notes, but it's got that little spice, like a doctored up or spiced crust there of an apple pie. Really nice, really interesting. And the 46% ABV certainly helps, but you really have to chalk it up to the mash bill that's in here. That 38.2% rye is definitely adding this robust, fruity / spicy, little bit pepperiness going on, cinnamon flavors that I'm getting in here. When I first tasted this a while ago, this has sort of got mixed up with a bunch of other bottles, and I hadn't seen it in a while until I was looking at doing an American whiskey this week and remembered that this was hanging around in there. But the first time I tasted it, it had strong resemblance to Maker's 46. And it's definitely got this really fall, it's hard to put an actual note on it, but it's that barley, even though it's just the 1.8%, yeah, 1.8% barley malt, but it's got a really robust autumn sense to it. It's like grains, wheat field in autumn, that sort of thing. Even though there's no wheat in it. But anyway, I'm looking at something over here. It's American straight bourbon whiskey, aged over 3 years. So the story just keeps getting deeper and deeper. If anyone's got an actual conclusion on that whole thing, I'd be really interested in hearing it, because got 1 year from the website and 3 years from the bottle. So whichever one it is, straight bourbon to say the least. So in for the score. What the hell, let's have one last taste here. Even a little bit of caramel coming around the bend there. Just really, this would be a great sipping whiskey, little nightcap. Definitely must be great in cocktails. I wouldn't know because I don't use whiskey for that. But it's a really robust, sweet, I won't say smooth. I I talked about that last week, but this is really, really nice. I'd be interested to try, they've got a rye out there, and I believe they have another expression out there too, which I'll definitely be interested in trying. See if I can get my hands on those. But for a Straight Talk Whiskey Week number 68 score, we'll give it a healthy 90 out of 100. So, that's it for me. Quick, short, and sweet this week. We'll be back next week for something interesting. I'm not sure what that is yet. But if you're going to drink, as always, drink responsibly, and we'll see you next time.